Cambridge Avenue side, not the Evans Avenue side. We had it for the posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour because that's what it is, except for the time specified for the school signs to be up or to be on. So the 85 percentile speed on Woodland Road was found to be 29.78 and on Cambridge at 33.25. Just to make you all aware, myself and Sergeant Bauer recently completed the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. We were in class 548. It was a 22-week command and leadership school run online through Northwestern University. It's a prestigious program. It's basically the FBI Academy, Northwesterns, and the Southern Police Institute are the three that are recognized throughout our country for the leadership training. So it was a lot of work that went into it, but we were both able to pass successfully.
Congratulations.
Well done. Well done.
Something that I figured, as chief, I want to improve myself as much as I can, and made a lot of contacts with people throughout the country. Learned that things that are happening here are happening everywhere. We're all dealing with the same problems, and so it was enlightening. Put it that way. So it was good training. Then on September 22nd, the Civil Service Commission met and certified the current list. On 25th, I know that you met in a special session and agreed to the conditional offers. I want to let you know that the two candidates are going through that conditional offer process. The last thing that they need to do will be happening next Monday with their psychological. So I should know shortly after that they passed everything, so they will be starting shortly after that. And then on September 19th, I'm sure you're all aware that the Vice President was here in Berks County. I bring it to the attention that she was not here in the borough. She traveled through the borough, which caused a lot of headaches for us. We had to shut down the highway for the motorcade, and there's a lot of overpasses and on-ramps that needed to be shut down, so we had the assistance of the Sheriff's Department to do it in our area. We were notified that with the upcoming election season, Berks County is ripe to get a lot more visits by members probably of both parties and whoever the eventual candidates are. Pennsylvania being a swing state, Berks County with the Reading Airport has an airport that can handle the aircraft that come in, so this is something that I can see us having to do several times between now and November of next year. So you may hear from me that roads may be shut down for a little bit. Our top incidents for the month were listed there. Again, traffic stops were our highest amount. We had a total of 42 crashes. We issued 112 combination of warnings, citations, and parking tickets. We arrested 40 individuals. We dealt with 3 wanted individuals. We had 57 total Part 1 and Part 2 offenses, which brings our total of calls to 512 that were incidents other than crimes. Next page shows you the breakdown of those Part 1 and Part 2. You can see for the year so far, we're at 479 total and 347 cleared with a 72% clearance rate, which when you look at our previous 4 years, we're above or right in line with those other years. We consumed just under 900 gallons of fuel and patrolled just over 7,500 miles. And our total in fines and requests for reports and such was $3,830. Incidents by frequency, retail theft, again, was our highest number of incidents, which also then brought in a lot of our arrests for the month. And then our incident frequency by time, 7 o'clock at night and 2 o'clock in the afternoon were our highest hours at 39 incidents each. And our busiest day of the week was on Friday at 107. I have then, as I always do, the breakdown of those speed signs reports. Give the report. If anybody has any questions, I'm glad to answer them.
One question. I've been asked, eastbound on Penn Avenue, the speed sign there seems one day it blinks and the other day the battery goes, or
That's by, the solar panels on there, so if it's uglier days like we were having with all those rain, it needs some time to charge up with some sun.
Any other questions for the chief of the mayor? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve his report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, approved. Fire chief's report. Yes, chief's not here tonight. So, I do have a report. The fire department responded to 144 calls service for the month, 90 of which were in the borough, 32 were in Spring Township, and then outside of both municipalities were 22. There was no report of fire damage for the month, and year-to-date responses were 1,411 calls. And that's all I have. Oh, thank you. Yes. Tomorrow night is the open house at the Wyomissing Fire Station on Penn Avenue, beginning at 6 o'clock to 8. The museum will be open. There'll be some light refreshments there. Members of the fire department, as well as members from Westonburg's ambulance, will be there to answer any questions, and maybe we can get a volunteer to submit an application. So, you know, hopefully it's a good turnout. Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, Infrastructure Committee, Mr. Brimmer.
Thank you. Infrastructure Committee met at noon on September 18th. As you read through this, we have a bunch of motions to be made. First one is in dealing with the cats at Dolphin Avenue. And there has been the committee's making a recommendation to approve ratifying the motion during the meeting that the Infrastructure Committee to purchase up to $500 worth of trap, vaccinate, neuter, release vouchers for the borough residents to manage the cat colonies. And I'll go ahead and make a motion to ratify. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
The motion, we'll have to deal with the motion on 1725 Dolphin, because that's been continued for a month. The committee also made a motion to approve authorizing payment of application number 4 in the amount of $26,787 to Sewer Specialty Services for the sanitary sewer rehabilitation and televising work. And I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
Okay, the committee is recommending to approve authorizing payment, application number 1 in the amount of $166,067.55 to PSI Pumping Solution for the pump station work, subject to the review by the borough engineer. So, did everything, we good on that, Jim?
Yes.
Jim's? Okay, so I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
The committee has made a motion to approve authorizing payment of payment application number 2 in the amount of $32,467.64 to All Still Construction for the 2023 50/50 sidewalk project. And I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
Okay. And the last money spending is, the committee is recommended to approve authorizing payment application number 6 in the amount of $14,492.82 to Construction Master Services LLC for the 2023 street improvement project. I will make that motion.
Second.
Motion second, roll call please.
Councilmember Brunner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett?
Yes.
Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
Okay, then there was a motion to approve mandating the owners of 1901 Cambridge Avenue to connect to the public sewer within 180 days of a notice, unless the prior easement is in existence and conveyed with the property. The refund shall be held until the confirmation of the joint district authority connection. Did we learn anything new about that?
No, there's been no agreement that's been discovered.
Okay, so I'll make a recommendation to approve mandating the owners of 1901 to connect to the public sewer.
Has they been notified at all yet?
I talked to her today. She claims she's wanted to connect to the public sewer for years.
Perfect. Good. I second.
Another satisfied customer.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Committee also made a motion to authorize, to have council approve, to deny authorizing the preparation bid documents for putting the Stonehouse project bid out to bid. Excuse me. Motion is needed to approve, what did I try to say? Yeah, I said deny.
Yeah.
Committee has made a motion, is making a motion to approve the authorization of the preparation bid documents and putting the Stonehouse project out to bid. And I'll make the motion that we put it out to bid. Second.
We have a motion and second to put it out to bid. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
Preparation bid documents. And finally, we have a motion authorizing the borough administration to send RFPs for the parkland study out to bid. I'll make the recommendation to approve that.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the infrastructure committee report. Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
What?
Get the second before the motion. It worked out.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, I will be reporting on the Wyomissing Public Library board meeting that was held on Monday, September the 18th. The information therein is pretty much self-explanatory. Are there any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the library board report.
So moved. Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So made. Okay, next, the recreation board, Mrs. Barnett.
We got the minutes from our last meeting, but Randy, are there things that you'd like to make council aware of?
The biggest thing is the fall festival for this weekend. As you guys probably noticed, the rain is supposed to come in on Friday and stay through Tuesday. So we're looking at, tomorrow we're gonna make the decision if we push it back from the 14th through the 21st. We've talked to all the vendors, so far only one person has said that they can't make it, and we're trying to get a backup plan for that one. I sent a note out to Chief earlier. One of the programs that we wanna add for next year is National Night Out. As a new event, I sent a note out to Chief, he just got back. That's an additional program. Those are the two things.
Thank you.
And you're learning more about how things work and shouldn't work? like
Yeah,
should work,
Yeah,
shouldn't.
2 out of the 3 events that we were supposed to have scheduled are gonna be rained out, but we were able to get the movie in last weekend, so that was good.
Did
So,
Jen supply the call for?
did what?
Did Jen supply
No,
the call
we
for?
didn't, no, we did cancel our popcorn for the last one.
Are there any other questions for the recreation board?
Thanks, Randy.
Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. Fire and Police Committee. Fire and Police Committee met on September the 25th. Under the fire department, Chief Hackman had reported that due to the retirement of Chief Rick Shartle from Spring Township, who also served as the deputy chief for the Wyomissing station, he is currently working towards hiring a new deputy chief, which should happen sometime in 2024, as well as conducting the hiring process of new fire personnel, one I know for the Wyomissing station, and handling promotions from within current fire staff. I brought up the open house. Under Western Berks Ambulance, it was reported that 268 calls for service were received from Western Berks in the Wyomissing, with Narcan administered once during the month. The, excuse me?
It's been a while since they've been listed as it's good to have it.
Okay, during, it was Tony Tucci, the president of Western Berks, is creating, or exploring the creation of an EMS authority structure with the top 9 municipalities. And of course, Wyomissing was invited to attend the initial meeting, which Mrs. Barnett and myself did attend that meeting, which just went over some preliminary issues, and so they're going to move ahead in trying to create this authority. Once that is pretty much solidified, in which direction Western Berks wishes to go, then I will appoint a permanent representative to serve on that committee. There was also discussion by the committee to have council reevaluate the full-time housing of Western Berks ambulance crew and apparatus at the Wyomissing Fire Station. Currently, there is a standby unit there now. The staffing generally is not there, but if they need to use that, then they'll go down to the station, pull it out, and use it. We will explore some more when Mr. Tucci wishes to, about maybe manning an apparatus at this fire station. Okay, under the police department.
On fire, did they certify a list now for fire?
Yes, the list is certified.
How many are
4, I believe.
For fire,
Yeah, oh, that's right, yeah, you were not definitely. Yeah, I wanna say.
there were 5.
Oh.
and they all they were certified, those 5?
Yes, I mean, all 5 were certified and the conditional offer was made to the,
To the first,
To the
Yes.
first one?
right. And I don't know where that stands.
Chief said he was in that psychological.
so, and that and the only other unknown right now is, FBI clearance, which I know the link was sent, just, that can take some time to go through that process, so.
Yeah,
And the agreement took place with them for
Yeah,
hiring
yes.
this year versus wait.
next year, yeah. Any other questions on fire department or Western Berks' report so far? Okay, we'll move on to police department's report. The chief had received a notice with regards to the removal of a handicap parking space at 802 North Wyomissing Boulevard. The space not being needed, and I will make that recommendation on behalf of the committee that the sign be removed.
Second.
We have a motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, Chief Phillips also explained to the committee that the 2024 police vehicle that has been proposed for the 2024 budget, due to you know, supply chain issues, workers' strikes, and God only knows what else is gonna come down the road. That is just gonna create more of a delay in delivery, if at all delivery. So, he is requesting that the 2024 F-150 police responder pickup truck, be approved, at the committee, at the cost of $54,808. The committee has approved, and I will make that motion to council, that we, order, or, be ratified, during the October council meeting. And,
I second.
we have a motion and second. Question on the motion.
Yeah. Is that a firm number, or should we do as we often do, put not to exceed? Maybe not to exceed.
That's a-
It's a contract, right?
Yeah, I have the
Something
quote.
like
Yeah, it's a contract.
Okay.
Do we have another one that's still outstanding, or is this the next new one? Or is there one still ordered that hasn't been received?
No, the ones that were supposed to come this year never came. So what I was able to work with the dealer and get some out from their lot. And they're in the process of being converted over to the cars.
So there were two in the budget for this year, and you're gonna get them this year?
We have them.
Oh, you have them?
They're just now, I never got the ones I actually ordered.
Okay, but those are canceled then?
Yes, those are canceled.
Do you have an update, speaking of vehicles, I was gonna bring it up later, any update from the insurance company on the one that the DUI driver hit?
They're fixing it.
They're gonna fix it?
Yes. I spoke to them today, as a matter of fact, and they are fixing it. They're waiting for now additional parts for the additional things that they need to fix. So, I'm thinking November-ish sometime.
At least we'll have a car back.
Well, yeah, I don't have to go through that trying to find a car.
Yeah.
It's taking, they've had it since July, so
Well,
it's,
It's a good thing, right, chief, that they're fixing it as opposed to trying
Okay.
to scour the county for a car.
Believe did we go through this sort of? Yeah, the motion in a second, right?
Yes.
Okay, then we just need the roll call, please.
Councilmember Warner?
Yes.
Councilmember Dirk?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Lona? Councilmember Stanko? Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President Jones?
Yes. Okay, there was discussion, explained by the committee regarding complaints on the parking on Hill Avenue, more specifically in the vicinity of the newest development called The Block. And after further discussion, the committee is recommending that ordinance 1437-2023, which reads as follows. As ordinance of the Borough of Wyomissing, Berks County, Pennsylvania, amending the Wyomissing Borough Code of Ordinances to prohibit parking along Hill Avenue except for 2 loading zones and except for the street adjacent to certain residential addresses. And I will make that motion.
Second.
Motion, second. Oh, we have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Okay. Turkey trot. I knew it. There's someplace, I guess where you are having a turkey trot on, I lost my notes here.
November 23rd.
Here it is. Okay, November the 23rd. Chief, I assume all paperwork's in?
Yes.
Okay, and I will go ahead and make that motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And that's all I have for the Fire and Police Committee report. Entertain a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Economic Development Committee. Mayor.
The committee met on September 28th. We had an update from Crystal Sites, who directs the Tourism Bureau for Berks County. She comes in once a year or so to talk to us. Michelle also talked about several things that are going on. We continue to get some really interesting proposals. We still seem to be a desirable place to have people spend their money, so we're very pleased about that. A couple of exciting things that are coming along, one of which Michelle had a lengthy sit-down with a reporter for the Wall Street Journal talking about the Berkshire Mall. That was supposed to run sometime in October. Have you heard anything further about that?
She reached out to me with some follow-up questions last week, more so about the other development that has occurred here within the past 5 to 10 years.
No? Cool. All right, well, keep your eyes peeled for the Wall Street Journal sometime later this month, I guess. We also got some news that the medical school continues to be very pleased with how they have been received in the community. The students are being active in our community. They are increasing enrollment each year. If you can believe it, they're in their 3rd year already. So they've got a lot going on in that building, and more to come. We also talked about updating some things, like, as Michelle just mentioned, about the section called The Block is now beginning to fill out. There's businesses in there, they're generating a lot of activity already, so we expect that to continue well. And I updated the committee on the proposed improvements to State Road, most of which should happen over the course of the next 3 years or so. The controversial item at State Hill Road and Penn Avenue, which is now being described by PennDOT as intersection improvements, is not to be finalized until like 2029, so we're gonna have plenty of time to talk about that. Any questions? Any otherwise, that would be the extent of the report. I would ask one of you to, in the absence of questions, I would ask one of you to make a motion for me to approve the report.
Make a motion, second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, very positive.
Yes, indeed.
Moving on to Planning Commission, Mr. Stanko.
The planning commission was in session October 2nd, 2023. It was somewhat anticlimactic. It was an RM Palmer project, which was to discuss their project in Berkshire Heights. The unfortunate part was they have not had any zoning clearance before they came to us. So it's basically, we're very happy to be here. We welcome them. So we're very happy to have you. And the meeting was postponed until the zoning hearing board, which is supposed to be the next day, but apparently the next day, I asked Mr. Michelle now to tell you what happened the next day, which was supposed to be the zoning hearing board, which was after the planning commission.
So the zoning hearing was scheduled for October 4th. About 15 minutes into testimony, we recessed to go off the record and decided to continue until October 26th to allow Anderson Deutschman, the zoning officer, to confer with Steve Hoffman, the engineer from GVC, as to whether or not relief that was not part of the advertised public notice was also required. After conferring, Chris Anderson and I spoke after Steve Hoffman submitted additional information this past Friday. I did re-advertise the public notice today with additional relief, so that hearing will now take place October 26th at 2 p.m.
So then our planning commission meeting would be in November, correct?
I don't know that we're gonna need, because they're not gonna be ready to resubmit by,
He said they would be, at the earliest, to be
December.
back at your December meeting.
Okay, so we'd like a extended postponement of the planning commission meeting for Palmer until such time as it gets around.
Very good. One,
I don't think it's-
no, it's not on your agenda.
I don't think they're ready.
No, we'll schedule this.
Just a comment that, the RM Palmer Company and actually the principals of that company have been long-time residents and good residents of the borough of Wyomissing, and the R.M. Palmer manufacturing facilities in Berkshire Heights continue to be a good neighbor to us as well. As we do with any manufacturing company, or any company that wants to come into this borough, we will certainly work with them. As long as they are responsible with us, we will certainly be responsible with them. And having said that, I look forward to them expanding their facilities, both manufacturing and offices into the borough. So with that, Ron, you have anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Ron. Finance and Administration Committee,
Alrighty.
Mr. Durr.
On to the exciting. Finance and Administration Committee met on October 5th at 8 a.m. in the morning. We had visitors from Gerard Pension here, who handles our pension for the 3 units. They basically reviewed with us where they were with it, how some of the investments are being handled, some of the funds they're reviewing, and why. The fund, as of 1/1/23, was down a fair amount. However, year to date, all of those losses have been made up, and we're back to where we were before the 2022 downturn, which valued at 1/1/23. And we're probably up around 6% right now. However, that being said, and there's going to be a lot of further discussion about this, the 1/1/23 valuation is going to affect our 2025 MMOs significantly, to the point of it could be up to $1.4 million compared to $800 and some odd thousand for this year. So there's going to be a lot of debate and further discussion about how to handle the 2024 budgeting process, and then we're going to have to figure out how we're going to afford it for 2025. Phyllis gave us an update on income and expenses. I would say that in the body of the committee report is a lot of detail. Overall, if I'd have to summarize it, I would say that capital projects are on or near budget. I would say that the overall income and expenses are, again, within budget and within an acceptable range. We certainly had some fluctuations in income and some fluctuations in expenses, but overall, I think we're where we need to be. She reported that our cash is around $11,932,000, with some reimbursements taking up to $12,166. We do have $2.25 million that are reserved for projects that are either anticipated to be done through the balance of 2023 or projects that were approved in prior budgets that are going to be held over for 2024. We are the target, so after reserve, we're at 9.9 million. Our target, when we did the budget last year in November, our target was still to have an unreserved balance of $7.2 million. And at this point, we are still on schedule to hold around that same number. But I encourage you to look for the detail in her report. We did receive our state aid for the pension fund. And the way it works is we get it towards the end of the year. We budget what the contribution is going to be for each of the quarters. And the state aid is mandated to be applied towards the pension. Whether we choose to increase the pension plan fund based on our budget and add extra is a discussion that doesn't need to be had today, but will be part of the discussion at future finance committee meetings. Past practices has been to invest all of it, including the additional state aid. State aid came in at about $60,000 higher than was anticipated in last year's budget. So I will make the motion that we take the allocated state aid received and add it to our pensions plans in the divisions that's been done in the past. And I will make that motion.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
Keeping in mind that on an annual basis, we need to determine what valuation and assumed interest rate we're going to use for investments. And as the market has fluctuated, there was discussion over the past periods to reduce the anticipated valuation assumed percentage in order to lower the risk of being in a distressed level. And each year we need to determine what percentage we want to use. After some debate and some lengthy discussions, it was the opinion of the committee to maintain the current interest rate, which is an assumed interest of 7%. The conversation about what we're going to do for the fourth quarter contribution is going to follow, but I will make the motion to recommend to council, based on the finance committee's recommendation, that we maintain a 7% interest rate for pension plans to finalize the 1/1/23 valuation.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You guys have it.
We also had a $1 million Pliget CD that came up that matured on October 5th, and it was the opinion of the finance committee, with the input of Phyllis, the business manager, that we were okay in a cash position through the end of the year. It was the recommendation of the committee to reinvest that at 5.49%. And we already did that because it came due October 5th, and I'm making a motion that we ratify the decision by the finance committee to reinvest that fund to mature December 2023 at 5.49%.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett?
Yes.
Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
We also have another one maturing,
December.
no, it's now.
Yeah.
It's after this meeting. I don't have the date, but it's this month. And the recommendation was to also reinvest that. Sorry, I don't have that. I don't have when that matured. It's maturing this month after the council meeting. And the
October 16th.
What is it?
16th.
October 16th, and I'm recommending that, based on the recommendation of the business manager and the finance committee, that be reinvested to mature December 2023 at 5.49% also.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember
Berkey as the contract administrator and managerial oversight for the Public Works Garage, which the engineer and the Public Works people highly recommended we do in terms of oversight, which is about $10,000 a month, and which takes that project, just so we know, to about $4.3 million. But they're estimating $120,000, which will now be part of the Public Works project, and I will make that recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brenner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett?
Yes.
Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes.
And the next item is, Melissa never makes a mistake, so I'm assuming I did make that motion. And it's seconded by Steve Miller, to recommend to council to further discuss placing board meeting items on the website along with the agenda. And not only did we recommend that we have further discussion about placing it on the agenda, we thought it was a good idea. And I will make the motion that, assuming we have the space and assuming we know how to do it, and it's okay to do it.
Can I ask for one additional clarification?
Sure.
Melissa and I were talking about this after the finance meeting, and similar to we have a public comment policy and multiple other policies, I would like to take some time for Melissa, Chris, and I to draft a policy for further review by finance and administration. So there are clear guidelines spelled out if we're not here, for public expectations, for staff expectations, as to this is what gets posted, these are the items that don't get posted, like there are things that are not subject to disclosure under right to know, like copyright protected plans or police reports, or things that may be available at a meeting and part of your council packet that are not things that we would generally post on the website as public information. So just to kind of clearly spell out, this is what's available, this is how far in advance, if there are changes made, here's the timeline. I mean, if people are on vacation, things like that, there can't be an expectation that, you know, with a minute's notice of something changing, it's gonna be posted on.
Yeah, I get that we're not going to be able to put everything in there that's a proprietary status or requires right to know, but at the same time, we gotta blast a thing in there saying these are not final, this is just an agenda for talking points.
If anything, we think it's a great idea, cause it's probably gonna save a lot of right to know requests for Melissa.
So
It's just, we want
we-
some clarity.
So I will make the motion that we recommend to council to do this with the proviso that Chris, Melissa, and Michelle look it over to determine what those things should be and come back to council.
So we have to table this for
I'll
now.
second it.
I just have a question for Chris. I think it's, I would suggest to you that it's gonna be very important what that, what we're using as a disclaimer that shows up there, because a lot of things change over the course of a week. When we get documents here, and something's gonna show up on the website, and sure enough, somebody's gonna walk in here and say, I didn't see that, I didn't do that, so it's gonna have to be ironclad, so we don't end up fighting with each other over what was supposed to be
Yeah,
there.
that, we had discussed that, Ron, and that's a good point, that, you know, whatever, you know, policies and guidelines are developed, it's very important that, that it's put on the website, that all of this information is unofficial and has not been approved by council.
But at the same time, what we're getting is either going to be or not going to be what's going to be on the website, so that we have all singing from the same hymnal, basically, when we come in here. Because we're gonna have a website rendition, and somebody will be asking us questions about it.
Well, I would think that it's gonna be posted on the website at the same time that this is done.
Why is it?
Well, that's
Why-
It may not,
Right.
Why can't
it
it
may
be
not
posted?
contain the same information.
Yeah,
That's what
it may
she's
not, I mean,
Yeah.
you would be getting plans, like the planning commission
Right.
would be getting engineer stamp plans, we would not be posting those on the website.
Right, but I mean, in terms of the content, when Melissa sends it out on Friday, I print it out, and that's what I bring to the meeting, so it's the same.
Well, there are occasions when we have committee meetings that are right up against the council meeting, and you've walked into council meetings and you have minutes of a meeting that
Right.
took place.
Or something that,
Okay, right.
There's
yeah.
gonna be exceptions to what we
Okay.
can, you know, actually produce on the website.
Can it be noted on the agenda that we get, either by highlighting or something saying this was not on, this was not posted?
Not always, cause your agenda's probably going out sometimes before we would get that last minute information.
Well, you could still send an amended agenda, just highlight the ones that aren't on the website.
We'll have
It just happens so
to come
rare.
up with a practical way to.
Because I think Ron has a very good point.
What?
They're saying they agree with him. I don't wanna make it 6 for 2 years.
I'm at 10 now.
It's 5, I keep it track. No, but I just think that, that we should know what's on the website, and what's on, what we're seeing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure, and you know, the same concern that Michelle has, to meet the expectations of the residents and council. And I think the best way we can meet the expectations is that we properly frame those expectations in advance. So that's what the purpose of the policy would be.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue for somebody to point it out to us if we're wrong, so I'd rest assured, we will be duly noted.
But it seems to me that we have to have some, you know, wiggle room in there, that it would be impossible to
Yeah,
have
right,
it
the
perfect every
disclaimer,
time.
I,
Right.
the disclaimer is the wiggle.
We strive for something.
But I also think that if we are not including things that were in the packet, we should have a brief description. For example,
And
we're not
that's why I said it
including,
should be in the packet.
no, but I mean on the website, when it's posted, when the agenda's posted, we should, this does not include plans, certain plans, certain copyright materials. It can't take that long. I would hope that we're not excluding one.
There's 30 pages in this, that can't take that long.
No, no,
We,
virtually all of it should be disclosed.
we agree that we should know what's on the, what's been posted and what we're seeing. and any difference.
But I think my point is that the public should know what we're withholding. So when we're posting,
knowledge.
when we're posting the
We're not-
agenda, I think we should say this does not
Okay.
include, for example,
Agree with that.
copyrighted plans.
Yeah.
It
I-
does
I
not
agree with that.
Yeah.
Just put a square bracket, so
Yeah.
omitted by virtue of this.
But I would say.
You mean item by item, or just
For
in the
each,
general
for each
statement?
packet, I think we should say. does
No,
it
item by item,
include-
she said.
You want an
Yeah.
item by item?
Yeah, but I don't think
That's not gonna be that much
It's not,
stuff though.
it's not that much.
Let's let the,
Yeah, let's see what they come up
Let's
with.
see what they come up with.
let's see what happens. at the
Maybe what
first
you could
council.
do is show us a side-by-side of this month's agenda and what it would have looked like if it were posted, and then we could tell.
And watch, this will be one where we wouldn't have had to redact anything, but.
Kind of confusing with facts, aren't they?
Right, Laura, I mean,
I'm sure the powers to be can come
You'll
up
figure-
with,
you'll figure it out.
you know, with the most logical and legal way to do it.
I think it's been moved in second, I called it twice.
but we should be posting as much as possible.
You'll note that.
No doubt question from anybody on that.
Yeah, all the lawyers are talking.
As I understand the motion,
Ourselves.
the motion will be implemented upon
Yes.
the creation of a policy so that,
Can be omitted and then discussed.
so this isn't gonna happen instantly,
Right.
probably be 2 months.
I called it twice.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, so the only other thing, I don't know if I mentioned it, the first pass of the budget meeting is gonna be October 18th at 8 o'clock AM. So all are encouraged to attend because there's gonna be a lot of discussion as to where we go from here.
Okay.
That's-
Make a motion to approve the finance and administration committee report.
Second.
Motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Nice report, Mr. Bear. Borough Managers Report, Mrs. Bear.
Good evening, council. The Western Berks Water Authority meeting minutes have not been received, but we will include those in next month's packet, if and when we receive them.
Let's fire our representative.
Monday.
That's why we didn't get them.
We're meeting Monday, not our normal schedule.
Columbus Day,
Big work.
because of Columbus Day.
Yeah.
You may recall that as part of this year's approved budget, there was approved in-house supervisor training. It's round the same training that was provided last year by the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. It begins tomorrow and will run for the next 6 weeks for 3 hours each Wednesday. Lead positions in maintenance and parks, fire, police, and administration will be taking part in that training. The following items were sold on Municipid: a 2003 Ferris mower to James Wanger for $3,400, a 2015 Kubota mower to Brian Morris for $8,700, and a 1994 bean sprayer to James Destano for $4,770. What is a bean sprayer?
That's just the brand name.
Sprays beans.
Has nothing to do with the.
Actually, it's made by the same company called Jim Beam, who came out with a high-pressure firefighting hose,
Really?
thinking that was good. The only thing is, it was too much pressure and the air actually fanned the fire and created it worse.
Also not everything over.
Learn
Yes.
something.
I thought it was a burden.
Yeah, I was gonna,
That
that,
too.
that the bourbon.
Learn something new every day.
Wolves.
I'm respectfully requesting a motion to approve accepting a time extension being granted to the borough for land development plan approval for the boiler building site House Island LLC project through April 19th of 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Further questions on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And along those lines, I will be advertising a conditional use hearing for that property to be scheduled for November 15th, 2023 at 8 a.m. Motion is respectfully requested to approve authorizing the business manager to draw $262,372.99 from the $7.5 million short-term loan through Tompkins Bank for reimbursement of architectural and design costs incurred in 2021 and 2023 for the Public Works Garage project.
So I just want to speak to that for a minute. So after discussion with the finance committee and so on, we have a 7 point, I just want to make sure we're clear on this and the rationale behind it. We have a $7.5 million short-term loan from Tompkins Bank at 2.95% interest that matures April of 2025. The intent is to take the entire public works project of $4.3 million, and at some point in time, we're gonna be into the line of credit, short-term lending loan from Tompkins. We could end up being into that for $4.3 million. But if you look at the rationale, if the time phasing of the project, let's say we're gonna spend $2 million for the first 6 months, and we're gonna spend $2 million the second 6 months to complete the project by the end of next year. The difference between the 2.95 and the 5.49 is 2.54. We could end up, by just investing that, at a net gain, net of the interest expense from Tompkins, of somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000. I just think we have a financial responsibility to take advantage of that if we can. And in addition to that, we're finding out that the loan we're getting, the matching loan of, we have $3 million out there, we're gonna get $1.15 back, might take a little longer than we anticipated, and we're not able to submit invoices as projects completed. We may end up having to wait till the whole project's way completed, so we could be in a cash situation. So from that standpoint, we want to try to take advantage of that as much as possible. You know, the intent would be, you know, the project's completed January of 25, and we are into the short-term lending of 4.3 million, and interest rates maintain the same. We took the benefit of the interest differences, and we paid the whole thing off before the line matures. So that's the intent. It will also, Phyllis is going to keep track of it, and we're gonna be dollar for dollar, pretty much, as we spend, we're gonna be hitting the short-term loan from Tompkins. The conversation of what Michelle is recommending is that we've already spent $262,000 of that project. So why not take advantage of the $262,000 that's sitting out there that we can now take and reinvest and only pay 2.95. So that's the logic behind that. We're gonna have a lot more discussion about that at the finance committee meetings and budget meetings going forward, but that's currently the recommendation of the finance committee and the plan.
Smart thinking. Thank you.
Is there a motion made?
I don't believe so, because
No.
Keith wanted to give an explanation.
Okay,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brunner?
Abstain.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Burnett? Yes. Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President James?
Yes. The motion approves. Anything else?
That is it for my report, thank you.
Just I'll include something under your report. To all department heads, and to Melissa, excellent job. This is a very professionally done piece, very informative. Hopefully this cuts down on the phone calls. Probably not, but we can always wish. But a great job to all the department heads and to the borough staff for putting this together. Melissa, well done. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the borough manager's
So
report.
moved.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, in your packet this evening, you have the treasurer's statement of operations, the general fund, Bureau of Water, the sewer fund, the highway aid, refuge recycling fund, and the road tax fund reports. And I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Also in your packet is the accounts payable reports, including general fund, Bureau of Water, the sewer fund, the refuge and recycling fund, and we'll take a roll call on that, please. I'll entertain a motion, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Councilmember Brunner?
Yes.
Councilmember Durr?
Yes.
Councilmember Vogel?
Yes.
Councilmember Barnett? Councilmember Stanko?
Yes.
Councilmember Reeser?
Yes.
And Council President Jenks.
Yes. And also in your packet is the tax collector's report. Is there any questions on that? If not, entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Is there any old business to be brought before council this evening? Hearing none, is there any new business to be brought before council? Okay, hearing none, move on to public comment for non-agenda items. Mr. Jady.
A few things. Number one, Mr. Hartman, correct me if I'm wrong, Robert's Rules of Order say that the president should not make motions in a meeting. We've heard the president make several motions tonight when I think there was no particular need. The rule says that if he indeed needs to make that motion, he should step down and the vice president should do it. But I think, you know, just for the decorum, we could have somebody else make the motion and somebody else second it.
We
Second.
generally follow Robert's rules, but we're not a slave to Robert's rules if there's a rational reason.
Is there one?
Yes, I think where the president of council is the chairman of committee, I think it's appropriate for him to initiate discussion and action on items from the committee of which he is the chair.
Maybe he should chair somebody else. Usually the president is there to, you know, make sure that the meeting is, otherwise, the perception is that he's muscling through motions. But, you're the boss, so I guess, this is it. Second, I would like to invite everybody tomorrow evening at 7. There is a vigil for Israel at the synagogue in Wyomissing campus. And I think we should all attend. I thought you knew, but I never heard anybody say anything, so I figured I'd say it myself. Lastly, yeah, I'll leave it for next time. Thank you.
Are there any other public comments this evening? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion and second. Thank you, one and all. Have a nice evening.